And I'm here at MWC with Metin from AirTies. Metin, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Great to see you again. How do you describe AirTies these days to the viewers?
Yeah, AirTies is a software company. We deliver software to broadband service providers. We enable them to deliver smooth, smart connectivity for all of their customers. We manage the home connectivity and also small business connectivity by managing the Wi-Fi, broadband connection, the router in that home with our cloud-based software that basically manages, optimizes the user experience while using that connectivity products.
Fantastic. What, in your opinion, is often broken when it comes to businesses or users consuming broadband services? What are some of the gaps that service providers need to fill?
Yeah, that's very interesting. We have run a survey recently in US, UK, and Japan through an independent survey company. We asked people, what do they think about their internet service? Did they change their service provider recently, or are they thinking about changing their service provider? And what are the reasons for that? The results were very interesting. When you ask industry, when you ask service providers, there is a big phenomenon called churn, which means some of your customers are going to leave and you need to win new customers in order to keep your business going. And that number is quite big. When you think about a big service provider, millions of users, they typically lose 20% of their customers every year. And then they win 20% more just to stay flat. And we asked in US, that number came out to be like 18%. In UK, it was 22%.
Wow.
And that is basically what people tell us, that they changed their service provider. But the bigger question was, are you thinking about changing your service provider now in near future? About 28% in US says that they want to change their service provider, and more than 30% in UK. This is very interesting. And the reasons, when you ask a service provider, why do you think you lose some customers? A lot of times it's the competition, the price war between service providers. It's not the biggest reason. The biggest reason is the user experience. People change their service providers because they don't get the experience they like from their broadband service, and with the hope that they're going to get better service from another service provider. The price was 30% of the respondents say that they changed their service provider because they got a cheaper offer. But about 50% is changing their service provider because they are not getting the experience they want to. And this is in markets where the service provider switching is easy, that number is big. In Japan, we found that number smaller. They have about 8 to 10% switching service providers. But when you ask them, are you happy and are you want to change the service provider, there is about 25%. That's also quite a big number. And when we look at why people are having bad experience, number one complaint is video freezing. All of us are watching TV, video on our smart TVs or Apple TV boxes or things like that. And we like to watch high definition video, 4K video, and we like to watch it smoothly without any interruption. That is not the case. A lot of people are complaining that when they're watching video, they have freezing, they have video quality going bad. The second big problem is calls, the internet calls. We're doing video conferencing or working from home. So when you look at the speeds that are offered by service providers, fiber to the home, Wi-Fi speeds, you're talking about Wi-Fi 7 is everywhere. We're talking about Wi-Fi 8 coming up. There is tremendous speed that is advertised, but the user experience is not in line with those advertised speeds that we are getting as service. So there is more and more focus. We are seeing that there's more and more focus on the user experience rather than the sheer speed of the internet connectivity. And that is, I would say, the biggest thing there is Wi-Fi, because Wi-Fi is the bottleneck in many cases. A lot of issues people are experiencing is because of the stability of the Wi-Fi. But not only, there's also broadband connection issues. So as AirTies, we are focusing on really understanding what user is experiencing while they're using their broadband service and identifying what the issue could be. Is it a Wi-Fi related? Is it the router, or is it the broadband connection? and really telling the right recommendation to the service provider to proactively fix those issues before the customer walks away. So that's the main industry issue as far as I can see at the moment. I'm talking about fixed broadband industry. This is where we work on. And so that's the thing to fix. Whoever does a better job on providing a smoother connectivity will gain more customers.
Fantastic proposition. So these networks, as you know, are very complex, multi-vendor networks, a lot of technical debt and legacy systems. How do you deploy in this kind of very difficult environment quickly?
Yeah, so it's when you look at any internet service provider, they have millions of customers, a lot of them, and they have different type of routers that they deployed over the time. Some of them have different type of networks joined together. So it's actually, there is no one size fits all type of solution. So we work with service providers to be able to integrate. We have a small piece of software that we integrate into the router that any home user or a business user are using. And then that agent actually makes the router smarter. It collects data from that router performance data. It sends that data to cloud, and we have a large cloud software solution, which is basically monitoring all those homes and the user premises and making optimizations in real time. And also, if there is things that we cannot fix by software changes or parameter changes, we tell the service provider what's happening in that customer and what they need to do. Sometimes they need to replace the router, or sometimes they need to add an extender, or sometimes there is a broken device somewhere. So there is many different cases of issues, and that really needs a smart software solution to understand what's going on and to really tell the right recommendation to the service provider.
Fantastic. Oh, I hope my service provider is listening. Yeah. In Boston, I won't name them, starts with a C, but we've been known to have issues, so I hope they are coming on board. Speaking of which, maybe talk about any news or announcements here at MWC. What's new? What's coming up? What are you excited about?
We are basically showcasing here the new features, especially AI-driven features. We have launched in the US, maybe you have seen that, an AI-driven personalized Wi-Fi solution with AT&T, and that product is in the market. And there we are seeing more and more interest in smarter networks understanding the user need and adapting itself to the user. So this is not very simple. This requires a very advanced AI infrastructure to be able to understand without user trying to configure something. We want to configure the network automatically, autonomously, to deliver the best user experience.
Fantastic. Well, what a great proposition. Thanks for joining, and congratulations on all the success. All our customers out there are rooting for you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.